You guys hear me?
Yeah.
So I got this cool new mic I want to show off first. So okay. Today,
Drop a 1 in the chat if you are impressed with Sean's new mic.
yes, thank you. Or just clap in the camera so I can see you. Thank you. Kristen helped pick it out, so she's responsible. Anyways, today we have my good friend James Law, all the way from Colorado. He is a what is it? What did I read here? Sorry, it's January. He is a let me pull up your profile here again, okay?
Uh-oh.
He is a luxury home specialist. That's the word I was looking for. Okay. I'm a good realtor. James, where did we meet? I met you on the Ryan Foreman episode, right? And you were talking about 3D printing and stuff like that.
Yeah, when Ryan Foreman was on, I was in the audience.
Yeah, James had some really cool marketing ideas that he had there, so I knew we had to get him on. James, you're from Colorado. Tell us a little bit how you got started in real estate.
So both mine and my wife's families are pretty heavily into real estate. My grandma and my aunt have done rentals for the past who knows how long. But when I got laid off due to COVID, they convinced me to go get my real estate license because I figured, well, I had just gotten married, just bought a house, so it was kind of I need to get something going right now to keep making ends meet.
What were you doing before that?
I was in tech, in telecom specifically. I was stuck in an office. I was commuting 3 hours a day. It was absolutely miserable. So they said, "You're miserable in an office job anyway. Don't bother going back. Go into business for yourself. You are already kind of sort of doing the 3D printing on the side. Just come do real estate with us." And so I started my
You've been able
own.
to transfer the 3D printing into real estate.
The business practices, yes.
Okay, so tell us all about that. That's what I was really interested in when you were on the Ryan Foreman show. You were talking about the 3D printing marketing you do.
So it all started, it was 2017. I I I'm oh my goodness. I was very, very big into Dungeons and Dragons, and I was only making minimum wage at the time, so I didn't have a whole lot of money to spend to buy the little miniatures and whatnot. So I went on Alibaba and got a $150 3D printer and started making my own stuff. And then my friends wanted stuff, and then their friends wanted stuff, and eventually cosplayers, who, if nobody knows who those are,
No,
they
we need you
dress
to tell
up
us.
as.
We need you to tell us. I want detail about cosplay.
Sean.
Yeah, so cosplayers they dress up as video game or fantasy characters, and they're very, very keen on having screen accurate props and armor. So that's where I came in. I had a buddy who did 3D modeling, and I had the 3D printer, so we split the cost that way. And it just, through word of mouth, I haven't spent a single penny on advertising that way. Just through word of mouth, it eventually just snowballed into being able to almost support me and my family until COVID hit again.
So
You're kind of becoming like the 3D printer guy in your town.
In my little community, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
you
north
doing
of
3D
Colorado
printing for
Springs.
people. Sorry, you doing 3D printing for people has helped grow your real estate business.
Yeah, so whenever I'm on the Actually Agents podcast, shameless plug for them.
That's okay.
I'm not affiliated, by the way, but
they're friends of ours. That's okay.
Anytime that there's someone new that comes in, I always tell them that real estate is not a personality. You need to be yourself. yes, you're running a business, but people are going to use you for who you are, especially if you're just starting out. You don't really have any deals under your belt to lean on, like some of the more seasoned agents do. So you really got to sell yourself first. And so I've been heavily focusing on me personally. I like 3D printing. I like teaching. So whatever you personally like to do, whether it's stream video games or if you're really big into reading, start your own book club, start your own YouTube channel, do something to put your name out there that isn't associated with real estate. And I I get a lot of pushback on that initially but I want people to know I'm a real estate agent. They will. It can come up naturally of this isn't my full-time job. My full-time job is I'm a real estate agent in whatever market.
So you're basically saying have a niche.
Yes.
That's what I like
have
to
an
say.
outside niche that isn't involved with real estate.
Do you think like a smaller group niche, like joining a gym or a spin class, is better than a bigger one? Because I feel like if you do a bigger one, there's going to be 3 realtors there. You know what I mean? Like if you do too big of a thing, there'll be, you know what I mean?
That's
Everyone
true.
has a real estate license. So I'm finding smaller group activities where I'm the only realtor works a lot better than making bigger things. Everyone thinks you have to go so big all the time, but you don't have to.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to what I said. Start your own book club, not necessarily go find another one, because you're right. There's probably going to be 3 or 4 other retired or not producing real estate agents in there. So you want to have your own community that you're the face of almost.
Are you doing like Facebook groups with this too, Instagram groups, or is it just like kind of something you deal with outside of it?
Me
Outside of social media?
personally, I like the in-person aspect. My local fire station has a community room that they let me rent out for free for a couple hours every week that I host 3D printing workshops for the community, totally for free. So I'm taking time out of my day to educate the community around how they can use 3D printing in more practical uses instead of just printing off little keychain baubles and pop culture stuff.
So that's probably really cool with the kids too. So you're getting a lot of families there. Like you're getting the right kind of audience and that kind of thing.
Yep. So 2 years, actually, Jesus, 4 years ago now, it's 2024. At I donated all of my old machines that were due for an upgrade to local schools. So now, not only did I get a tax break for donating, I got to upgrade my stuff so I could continue reinvesting in what I wanted to do. Plus, it came with the clout of this guy just donated a 3D printer to our school. So that spreads around the entire schools. And through that, I was invited to uh, multiple Facebook and Instagram groups of tens of thousands of people that I now can get in front of.
Did you slap your real estate logo on the side of the 3D printer so they see your name every time?
Yes, I did. I have a
Yeah.
magnetic sticker. I also have both business cards because I do lead with this isn't my full-time job. I do real estate on the side. This is what I do for fun to help out the community. Because
Yeah.
I don't want it to be, oh yeah, I'm making money off of you here. Also, come buy a house.
Yeah.
I find offering stuff for free gets a lot better goodwill than trying to sell something down people's throats.
Have you thought about like approaching libraries and stuff like that with stuff like that? That's another big community group you could probably get in front of.
I have, and I'm not sure if it's everywhere, but uh, they already have contracts out with other bigger companies, or it's all volunteer work. Uh, so you usually have to be an employee of the library to volunteer or to help out with the maker spaces they have there. So
Okay, so there's like a bias in the library. You got to be one of them, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, kinda. They do also let me, if I wanted to, I could rent out their rooms, but I'm so far north of Colorado Springs that I like to keep it local. Maybe eventually I'll expand more when I have a better foothold where I'm currently at. I don't want to expand too quickly because then it's just gonna, I feel like I'd just fizzle out.
That's why I don't go to the library. They're so snobbish there. Um, what's it called? Walk us through kind of how you approach setting this up at the fire station. I think a lot of people want to start some sort of community group event and they don't know where to begin. I'm one of them, right? Like I wanted to do something where I was going to do like a wing eating contest and stuff like that. I don't know where to begin or kind of how to approach that.
So with my fire station, they already had the room. It's you just go on their website. They have a community page, and then under there is book the community room. Sometimes you could use, if you're part of an HOA, they might have a rec center that you could rent out the rooms. That might cost you a little bit, but usually there's some place that you can rent out, whether it's the local library, fire station, somewhere. Or you could ask if somebody would like to volunteer their house.
And okay, so to get people there, that's the next step. Because you're trying to do this outside of social media and stuff, do you just kind of do it inviting friends and family, neighbors, and then grow word of mouth?
Oh,
What's your approach for getting people there?
I'll advertise on social media. Like I'm part of the community group. I'm friends with the admin. I let them know, hey, I'm not profiting off of this. I just want people to know I'm offering a free class. Uh, if kid bring your kids, it's an all ages thing. It's mostly for the parents to understand this machine's not going to burn down your house, I promise, because it's completely new technology for the most part. This is almost broaching sci-fi for a lot of these parents because the only time they've ever seen a 3D printer is on Star Trek from the 70s.
Yeah. See, I get these guys off AliExpress. They 3D print Lego for my nephew. He has no idea it's fake Lego.
Yep.
It's the best. And then
Actually,
I play with it.
let's hop into the comments for a second or the chat. Vladimir's asking, how difficult would it be to 3D print a little copy of a house you sell as a closing gift?
Oh, that's a good idea, actually. I thought you were gonna
I
stick a house for your clients, but closing gifts
I
good too.
have thought about that. Um, I personally don't have the 3D modeling skills to do it, but if you can find somebody that you can commission through what is it, Fiverr, or if you just
Upwork or
know
something?
somebody, it wouldn't be difficult. Unless you have a multicolor 3D printer like I do, uh, you're gonna have to paint it, so it's gonna depend on how good your painting job is. Unless you just want the the outline of it, I guess.
Yeah. Viviana's asking, how much is the startup cost for 3D printing at home?
I like how this is turning into everyone wants to learn about 3D printing, not not actually like building the community.
That's okay.
I like it. I don't care.
No,
Yeah.
It was
that's totally fine. And before I answer that, I do just want to say, like, it doesn't have to be 3D printing. It can be use something that you're already familiar with and don't have to dedicate time to whatever learning curve it is.
even a
Because
dungeon, like
3D,
you said, you do Dungeons and Dragons. You could do a Dungeons and Dragons night. You'd probably get a bunch of people, like you know what I mean? A bunch of guys
yeah,
coming to that. Poker night.
and you could talk to game stores. Game
Yeah.
stores usually have tables you can rent out.
I have a friend who does he does a board game night and he's invited me 50 times and I say yes every time and I've never shown up. But he gets kind
Yep.
of like a pretty good turnout though. They just play board games, the Monopoly and stuff, right? He gets like 8 people
Yeah,
every time, but they're gonna use him as their realtor, right?
exactly.
I go to
And
like a very small knit gym. There's like literally 10 of us in the whole gym, and 3 of them have used me as their realtor. So even stuff like that, do a
yep,
class at your gym if you're into fitness kind of thing.
It's just anything you can use as a tool to build relationships with other people.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And you're not pushing real estate down their throat. Like it's nothing to do with real estate. You're not doing a home investor's
No, you're
course.
backdooring everybody into using you for their.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. You're embedding yourself as an expert in one subject for free, which immediately offers goodwill towards other people. So then when they find out, hey, this guy does real estate, and yeah, I'll trust the largest purchase of my entire life to this person because I know he does good things with the community. I know him personally. It makes for a better transaction.
How
Yeah,
many
they already
clients
know
have
you, like you, and trust you, right?
how many
Yeah,
clients have made the same joke? Can you 3D print me a house? Ha 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 ha.
I hear it at least twice a day.
Yeah,
I
I've
think I
wanted
did
to
And
say
it
it twice
twice in our
already.
email yesterday.
and I actually point them to the company in Colorado Springs that does that.
Yeah, there are 3D printed houses now, Sean.
No, I've
Yep.
seen it on TikTok. It's pretty cool. It's crazy.
Yep. They're
Yeah.
huge in the tiny home community.
Wow. See, I would actually love to do a course like this too, because I can't even figure out my 2D printer. The Wi-Fi goes off all the time and stuff. It prints
I
out, it
think the
cuts out
2D
off the
printer has a
bottom.
steeper learning curve than a 3D printer, to be
Really?
honest. Those things are just nightmares.
Yeah. So I
But
would love a course
to
like
answer
this.
that
Even.
question that we missed, the entry level for 3D printing, if you have a micro center near you, they usually run sales every so often. You can get a Creality Ender 3 for about $200.
That's all right.
So it has the costs have come down significantly since I started. There's a lot more safety features built into the software, and it's all open source. So it's a huge community that's all working towards making better printers, better software, and just it's a big collaborative event that's actually really fun to be a part of. But you can
What?
also spend thousands of dollars on them.
James is not affiliated with 3D printing sales, by the way. He's just trying to help you guys out. What was I gonna
Yeah.
say? What do you think about people? There's still a lot of people that this is like would be so nervous doing something like this. What do you think about people just joining them as they start out, like joining a pool club, joining a 3D printing class, and kind of like you know what I mean, going there and learning, and then helping people when they come in there instead of starting their own thing. Do you think you would get the same results as with something like that, or what?
I think you could. Uh, as long as you're a social person and friendly, go up. If you're going to have to do the engagement, you can't just sit in the back corner and hope somebody comes to talk to you because you're new.
Yeah.
There, you do need to have some initiative on it. But yeah, I don't see why not. It might be a little bit.
Don't stand there with your card, but like I don't know, go to some of these events, like anything, and it doesn't matter what you are, and like freaking bring snacks. Be the person that brings snacks to these events. You can go to events and you can be the 3D printing guy at a Dungeons and Dragons or board game thing. Like, look, I 3D printed you all your own little men for these. You know what I mean? There's so many things you can
Yep.
do with this stuff.
You know what's funny?
Oh yeah, there's tons of ways to pivot.
When we went down to Summit, we recorded a video where Sean came to, I think it was an AA meeting, and he was trying to pick up clients there by connecting with people, which is kind of like a hilarious version of the same thing.
Yeah, that's what I do in my. I go to AA for my own help and also to get clients.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There's a lot of realtors there though. Everyone in recovery wants to get their real estate license. They think it's easy. I don't know what it is. First thing they do when
I
they stop
blame
being
the
an alcoholic is
YouTube
they get their real estate
videos.
license. Anyway, where were we? Kristen, what were you saying?
Hang on, we were just gonna go to the chat. I think I saw something.
By the way, this is Vlad's first time. Vlad, you can come in here. This is an open like kind of thing. It's not like a podcast. It's like a so Vlad, if you have questions, come on in, buddy. This is Vlad's first time.
He's like, okay. I think I'm saying it right. Caesar said, I have something similar I'm doing. I run my own competitive soccer club in my community, and I offer a discount on the club fees if somebody personally buys or sells or refers somebody to me, which I think is an awesome idea too. It's just like,
yeah, come in here. We want to hear your stories. Who was that?
Caesar.
Caesar, come in here. I want to hear how you do that. Like we're all learning here, right? You know what I mean? Like we all want ideas to share here. Caesar.
There you go.
I don't. Whatever. Screw you, Caesar. I'm just kidding.
Miriam says here, I collect minerals. I've got like 400 in my collection, and I'm trying to figure out how to use my love for minerals. That's interesting. I feel like there's probably a community of people that, collects the same things that,
Farmers markets.
yeah.
Set up a booth at a farmer's market.
I feel there'd be tons of people that would love minerals.
There's a kid that, because I do the same thing. I go to craft fairs with my 3D printed stuff. There's this kid that goes out to the Rocky Mountains, finds the rocks himself, and sells them. You could easily set up a booth with minerals.
See, that's also something where I think you might benefit with a Facebook group first, and then you get your community, and then set up an event you can all meet up. You know what I mean?
If you want to host your own, definitely. But if you
Yeah,
just want to jump in to an existing community, I don't think it's very. I don't
No,
think.
I'm saying start your own Facebook group with it in your community so that like you're building the rapport with the people, because people would probably be nervous to start their own thing and no one shows up if you're new to this. Say you build an Instagram or Facebook page just about like local mineral collectors in Colorado, and you build that community. Then you go, hey guys, would you guys come to an event if I set this up locally, right? Like then you kind of have that confidence that they're going to show up.
Yeah. And the first time I did a 3D printing workshop, 4 people showed up.
Yeah, 4, 3 is,
so
you know
great.
what I mean? Like 4 people could be one deal.
Well, yeah, but I had 25 that RSVP'd.
Yeah,
So
we get 50 people sign up for these and 10 show up. So I know how that
yeah,
is.
exactly. So just temper your expectations. I usually find about 10 to 20% of people actually end up showing up that say they will.
But then they might show up the next one. You know what I mean? Other people
Yeah.
might show up the next one. So it's about continuously doing it. And again, like anything, it's like consistency. Miriam, I used to collect limestones and sell them to my friends as a kid.
You can
I
actually
actually
like,
collect I'm a like my collection's worth probably at this point it's like $80,000 I have into it. And like I'm
Wow.
like I collect now depending on rarity or location or color or the way it was the way it grew. So I'm like I buy them more than I would sell them. So I'm trying to figure out a way to like connect. And I'm at this point I'm thinking like joining like a local lapidary like club or something like that, or start putting them like showcasing them on my Instagram just to like kind of like a little side thing on it. I don't know.
yeah,
I
I
need to do
think
something
showing it
with
on
it.
your Instagram
Absolutely.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just talk about something that you're passionate about, because other people that are into that are going to connect with you, whether you make it like a specific page to that or just talk about it on your
Especially 2024. Like there's so many people that are like, there's way more people into what you're into than you think. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like the cosplay stuff. Like I can't believe how big that is nowadays.
Oh, it is massive.
Yeah. People were probably nervous
Absolutely
back in the day
massive.
though to do that stuff, thinking they were the only ones. You know what I mean? Then they go to these events and you know what I mean? Richard's there, Giancarlo's there as Sailor Moon.
I'd
Oh
actually
yeah.
love to see that.
Yeah.
So I actually ended up I was one of those cosplayers. I 3D printed myself a Power Ranger suit. I still
Nice.
have it.
Which color Power Ranger?
Red, duh.
Obviously.
I was green.
But through that, I met some people that volunteered at the children's hospital. So I took my Power Ranger suit to go see sick kids in the hospital.
See, like, I want to hire you now to sell my house, and I'm a realtor. Just hearing that, you know what I mean? Like you're hired, I'm out. I'm a scumbag. And I think realtors need to do more of this. Like everyone is so sick of seeing just what you talk about real estate online. I think all the time. Like I follow so many realtors. I would love to see Miriam. I would love to see that you're into minerals. I feel like I'd be closer to you knowing something about you like that already than hearing you talk about the rates. If that makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, and
I'm not saying don't do that stuff. I'm just saying do more of what you're also like Jared, he does his guitar, so you know he plays guitar. I'm saying, like he does the Tune Tuesdays. Guess that tune. I'm just saying, people that then you know he's into guitar. Kristen's into
Memes.
I was gonna say dogs, tuna. Sorry, like we know you love your dogs and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like the beach, you live at the beach. Giancarlo, he's into balls. Um,
Do it, Miriam. Do it.
I'm just kidding.
Mo just said organize cleanup teams with local high schools. Miriam
Yeah.
said she's gonna go for it. Stay tuned for her nerdy mineral content. Do it. I love it. Just show
Yes.
who you are. It's gonna help people
100%.
connect with you.
Everyone who follows Richard, you know he sings and stuff. Though you know that about him. I'm saying, you know what I mean. He makes it about real estate, but I'm still saying you know something. You know what I mean. You know something about him is what I'm. That's what people want.
Yeah. Mode
Like I
says,
used to.
Sean, do me next. What am I into?
Who said that?
Mode.
Mode. Like you're into mode. Like the mean, the median, and the mode. That was my favorite subject in class. You know, in math. Just kidding. Mode, come up here and tell us one of your interests.
Honestly, math is my shit.
Sorry?
Clocking me right there. Math is my shit.
See, I
feel
knew
very
you.
attacked.
I knew you loved math. No, but Mo's got a what?
It's a joke, but yeah, you got that perfect. I'm into math.
Yes. I want you to post equations and make us solve them on Instagram once a day.
Oh,
Okay, I would do that.
oh,
It would help
Applied
my-
income analysis and say if someone makes this much, what do they qualify for?
Yeah.
That's actually good because people would engage with that.
Absolutely.
Mode.
That would be fun. Do a funny
I think
video
you'd
every
be-
week, like if this guy buys a house at this rate and buys a car, what would he what would he afford? You know what I mean? That's fun.
I can
I
do
think
that.
you'd be
I can
really
do that.
surprised at how many people are into math.
I love math.
It's a lot more than you think. And then the people
I'll
who
give it a
aren't
shot. I'll do
things-
something stupid and tag you in it, or I'll say, how many Legos will Kristen have after she builds this many?
Absolutely. Like I would love a brain teaser every day to follow. Like people need to niche down as much as possible. Like
I'll work on it.
yeah, like you're not gonna be viral as like you know what I mean, as the 3D printer
yeah.
guy, but you're gonna have your niche, is what I'm saying. That's what you need.
Yeah.
As realtors,
100%.
you don't need 1 million followers.
No.
Is
Well,
anybody
yeah,
else?
guys, my
anybody
3D
else
printing
using
page
anything?
has 200 followers on it. I maybe get 1 or 2 likes on it, but it's not about gaining 1 billion followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's about
it's
connecting with the ones
it's
that
a
you do have.
utility that I can point people towards because
Yeah.
I do much better in person. You may find that you do much better on just social media or doing videos where you talk to yourself in a microphone.
Yeah.
Experiment with other things. If
Like-
you're finding out that Facebook isn't working, switch over to Instagram or
Yeah.
something else.
TikTok's great. TikTok's probably really good for that stuff too. And you don't even have to like you could do a 3D printing page on TikTok without even showing your face. I think like people would watch you just 3D print something in like a quick video every day. You could probably build that up really fast.
Time lapse.
I can do a time lapse and just post the time lapses and nothing else.
Yeah.
Those get
Yeah.
millions of views.
I think
Yeah.
I would totally be obsessed with your TikTok account if you did that because I'd be like mind blown that you could actually do that with a 3D printer, and so many other people would too.
Yeah, I watch people do like cooking stuff on there all the time. All that. If you're into cooking, cooking is a great one. Like I don't know if Noelle's on here today. I've been telling her to do cooking videos forever because like she does recipes that she gives to her clients and stuff. And people would love like there's such a community in that. You know what I mean? Like I know I do funny videos, but like again, that's me. I was actually a stand-up comedian at one point. I'm not funny, but I try to be funny. But comedy is actually very like, you know what I mean? Like I'm passionate about comedy, so I'm trying to make my stuff funny.
Yeah, but you've built a community of people that follow you because you're funny.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like not everyone has to do that. That it came natural. I wasn't just, you know what I mean? I genuinely enjoyed being funny. So there's
Yeah.
lots of people that come on, they're like, I'm not funny, I can't do this. I'm like, well, do you then? You don't have to be funny. If you're not funny, you're gonna show that you're not funny. You know what I mean? We're gonna be able to see through that.
Is
Yeah.
anybody else doing anything really cool that they've managed to turn into a lead magnet?
Like if you meet Kristen in person, she is a meme. Her page is actually her personality. Everything she says and does is actually a meme.
But
I was
funny,
gonna add that I'm here today because Sean is funny.
Hell, thanks. I love Vlad. Vlad's my boy. We've been buddies on Instagram for quite a while. Everyone follow Vlad. Put your Instagram handle down there, Vlad.
It's in my name.
Okay.
Vlad Westbrook.
Vlad, what are you doing? Anything niche? Anything kind of thing you're doing?
I mean, actually, I'm trying to be funny too. I remember seeing your stuff and thinking that that guy is doing what he loves. He is so comfortable in using humor to attract business. And I remember thinking that I'm gonna do something like that too.
For the
And
record, I'm never comfortable in life in general. I'm always edgy, but thank you. That warms my heart. I'm glad I can motivate you. But you're a funny guy. Vlad's got some good stuff. I'm gonna start sharing Vlad more.
I got my first thing that went sort of big, the 70,000 views. Haven't hit that before, and it's just me running with stuff, spilling it all over myself. The
There you go.
stuff
That's how relatable is that though? How often do we all spill stuff? You know what I mean? That's relatable stuff right there. That's everyone wants to relate to you. They don't care about your big productions. Vlad, have you been able to grow your business and get business though from your sphere being funnier and doing more stuff that relates to you? I'm not talking about viral, but I'm saying have you been able to connect with people that in your sphere more by being more yourself?
I get more engagement when I post my spending time with my little kid. So showing being a family man, being a father, gets a lot more interactions than it would get showing the market updates, right?
Yeah.
I did
Do both though to remind them, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, yeah, like I'm not saying don't do one because then they go to your page. But you know, how many people could relate to something funny happening with you and your son?
A lot
Or
more
daughter.
than can relate with real estate, right? And I
Yeah.
think you had Candace here the other day. I saw repost on Instagram.
Yeah.
Candace
last week or
from
2 weeks ago.
Surhand.
Yeah, she was great.
So I did coaching with Surhand for a year, and the big thing that was repeated there over and over. Okay, you're a realtor, and what, right? And I'm sure you might have heard it from her. And that's
Yeah.
a big deal because we're often concentrate on being a realtor and not the and what part. But as soon as
Absolutely.
we're doing that, we're attracting more business with that and what.
Absolutely. And you know what? Even like I like funny real estate stuff, but I want to see people even still post like your family and stuff. Like if me and you talk all the time, Vlad, I'm more comfortable talking with you when I see who you are and like what you're, you know what I mean? You're not just some weirdo on Instagram, you know what I mean, that posts a million just solds. I'm very pro posting just solds, by the way. It's just when you post just solds, that's all you post. It's like there's no
That's just
connection.
self.
Yes, that was a tongue twister. There's no connection there. People want to know who you are and what you do, you know? All of us do.
I need to post more woodworking.
Yeah. If you're into woodworking,
Yes.
start a woodworking page, a woodworking workshop. I did a plumbing workshop in my area because I wanted to learn more about how fixing stuff in like I just always called in a plumber before, and I wanted to learn more about that stuff just so I can fix my own toilet and stuff. And you know what I mean? I learned nothing, but I still went to it and it was fun. Yeah, if anything, I made things worse.
Yeah, and you're
anyone
gonna
else?
find out that you're not the only person doing this. There's nothing original anymore. But don't let that worry you. You know how many 3D printing companies are in Colorado? Over 50. Do I care? No. Because I'm focused on my community where people can see me. They don't care about the dude downtown that does industrial 3D printing and metal and does spaceships. They care about me because I sat down with their 6-year-old and let them play with a little fidget toy that I made.
Exactly. Like yeah, there might be 50 in Colorado, but you might be the only one on your street or on your block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or at your kid's school. You might be the only parent that does it, right? Those are the people that are going to sell their house with you.
Yeah, and finding your target market will also help a little bit. Since I have young kids, the younger families are kind of my niche because my daughter's playing with their daughter and we're going to the same PTA meetings.
Just don't call yourself the younger kid realtor. It might look bad on your sign.
No, that would no.
That was a dark joke. I'm sorry.
But approach the schools. to sponsor something if you have the cash for it. Please don't go into debt doing any of this. I haven't spent, like I said before, I haven't spent a single penny advertising my 3D printing stuff. It's all word of mouth. I've put my own money into my own equipment, into hosting all these events all the time. I haven't made a single penny off of my community in this, but I've made a bunch of money through real estate through my community because of my free work doing the community events.
But you also love what you're doing. Say, like, if you helped 100 people and you got one deal out of it, it would have been worth it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
still help. That's what it is. You're doing something you love and you're enjoying and you're getting something back from it anyway, but you're not doing it to get something back. You would do it either way, but I'm saying when you give, you get
Exactly.
law of
And
attraction or whatever.
people can smell a rat if you're doing something to try to lead them somewhere else. They're going to find out, and then you're going to burn a bunch of bridges. You have to be genuine about it. People can tell when they're being sold a lie.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I want to hear more about, I want to hear some other ideas. Like, this is a big thing that I know people want to do. Most people don't want to door knock and cold call. They're looking for something exactly like this to build their business, to niche down, right? So another thing I wanted to, like, I saw someone do in my neighborhood was they started a local restaurant Facebook page. I'm saying if you're, say you're an introvert and you want to do it from home, they did it and they got all these just local mom and pop restaurants to join in there and they built everything there and they got like freaking 10,000 people join this Facebook group, just learning about these local things, right? So it doesn't have to be an in-person event if you're an introvert or don't have the time. There are other ways to do it. Obviously, in person is always better though.
Yeah. And from there, you can highlight different local businesses. You could make a business directory and then email that out with your real estate branding. Say that your real estate page is sponsoring the business directory or something.
Yeah, just like try and niche down, I guess, is the best way to do it. Like, don't have 1 week, 1 month you're doing yoga, then next month you're doing freaking board games. Like, I would say probably try and build up the one thing. Or do you think, I don't know, what do you think on that? Or do you think just doing different things all the time is better?
I would say if you already know something that you're passionate about, do that. If
Yeah.
you're not sure, try a couple different things and see what sticks. But
Dog
don't just
stuff too. Yeah.
work immediately. Give it like a month. See how it's going. If it's something you want to continue doing, to devote your time and effort into doing, or if there's something else that you found while doing that you want to try out. It's going to take time. None of this is overnight success material. You're going to have to spend quite a bit of time building a reputation. It doesn't happen overnight.
It's like anything in real estate. You meet someone, you're 6 months to 2 years from anything. So you're meeting these people and then, but you know what? You also might get lucky though. You might get someone who has their aunt selling next week. These things happen too. But yeah, it's a time game. What are some other ideas though? I want to hear from you guys. Like, I know someone who does like a dog walking group, and they get all the single, lonely people who have no friends that are obsessed with their dogs, and they all come, they do stuff together, and then they sell their condos. That was a very vague description.
Somebody in chat said organize cleanup teams with local high schools.
Yeah, I'm not allowed near high schools. Just kidding. I gotta stop making these jokes.
One that people love around here when it snows is if you organize snow shoveling for people.
Yep.
You know, people
Elaborate.
love that.
So like you just
Like-
literally go around shoveling people like for free?
For driveway, I mean, it wouldn't have to be for free if you didn't want it to be, but you know, there's lots of seniors that can't shovel their own place, and you know,
If you get a
got
snowblower
community group,
and you snowblowed your whole street, like there's a guy who does that on my street, and we all know him as the guy who does that. Like that'd be an
Yeah.
amazing idea. If you got a snowblower, you're the snowblower guy.
or like some people have quads with a blade on it out here, and they go around and do everyone's, and they just love to be on their quad and do it, right?
Yeah. We have a
But,
guy in our neighborhood that does that. He does everybody's driveways, all 30 houses.
Yeah,
And he just loves it because he likes to be out on his quad doing stuff.
yeah.
I would
and you
hire
just
that
feel
guy.
like
I
a
would put
boss.
my real estate logo on that, a huge thing, and just do everyone's.
You know what? I
Totally.
heard James Hunt, if you want to come on, James, he talked about a thing that he did on the Discord like a month or two ago where he said that he got a big garbage dumpster and had like a community dump day in his area.
Oh yeah, I was meaning to ask him how that turned out.
Is James in here? He said he had another meeting today, so I don't
Oh.
know if he's in here.
Yeah,
I
he
guess
just
I'll-
popped in and chat.
Oh, hey
Hey
James.
guys, what's going on?
What's up?
Not too much.
Oh.
We're just talking about like community events and like niche things we can do, like the 3D printing groups.
Community building.
Nice. Yeah, I was just hopped off another meeting. Yeah, so what I did last year and stuff. So one is I'll post on like Nextdoor and stuff and offer to like do the driveways or whatever else. And so I've done that. So that's that hasn't produced for those actual people, but they have referred me to others. And also, it's a great excuse. I bought a snowblower last year. It's just a great excuse. And I like doing that. So really the power is in the invite, basically, not that you're actually going to end up doing a ton of like, snow blowing or snow shoveling. And then I've also just knocked on people's houses. Like I've seen that like theirs isn't done. So I just knock and ask them if I can do it. And they're like, what's the catch? It's like, hey, just your neighbors helping out. And then last year I got a dumpster. And then I had like a cleanup day right after the holidays and stuff. And then got called up the news, had a news come. So I was on, I think they had me on 8 or 10 times within the first 24 hours. It's on 5:30. She went like live from my dumpster. I put up a James Hunt, your neighborhood realtor and stuff like that. Only cost me about $500 for a 30-yard dumpster. It's which because I also sent out like Christmas cards and stuff, which did nothing for me. But like the dumpster thing, and now I run into people I've never met before, like, oh, you're the guy who did the dumpster and stuff. So yeah, that's a strategy I like.
And if you're afraid to door knock, what better way than to get like if you're showing up giving them something rather than asking for something, you're gonna have a way better turnout.
Yeah, and it feels good because some people are like, well, what are you doing here? Like when I opened, like just kind of peeked through the door and when I opened a storm door, and I told them who I was and stuff and asked them if I could do their driveway, and then open up a door and just talk your ear off. So
Yo, if you got a truck, say you're doing community dump runs, just drive around being like, yo, put your junk in my trunk.
well, that's
That reminds me that there's these landscaping companies that I see through my feed. They do like free Fridays. They just go find some dumpy looking property and say, can I mow your lawn for free?
Yeah,
That's
and that also
genius.
I've
Yeah,
seen
then you can
videos
also
like the
make-
before and afters.
Dude, I'm
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
a million ideas, right? I'm actually gonna do this dump thing, dump in your trunk thing. Like I'm doing this.
and it makes good content too, like as far as like going around because I know like shows up on my shorts feeds all the time of like landscapers like, hey, can I do your yard for free? And then they get like a shit ton of views and everything else on there. And the
Hey,
other
check
thing
out my new mic.
oh nice.
Hello. Okay, continue.
That's a I'm surprised it's not a banana mic. Another thing I
I'll
did,
make you a cover.
I partnered with a mover also, and so we ran around like on the last day and people who couldn't and had them fill out like a Google form, so I had all their information and stuff, and so went and picked up stuff, and of course the mover didn't charge me anything, and so it's just a good little partnership.
Jared, my stepdad tunes everyone's guitar on my street. That's something you can do too. Like you could be the guy who tunes everyone's guitar or teaches the kids guitar.
Yeah, no, I've seen a couple posts that are like, oh, who can teach me guitar? There is one gal in town who does it. But it was funny because I was actually at a client's house and they had a guitar and they were like, oh, like one day you'll have to come tune it for me. And I was like, I'll just tune it right now. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
They'll remember that stuff. Or like even a page, like a YouTube page with guitar, like you know what I mean? I don't know, there's just so many things we don't even think about that people are getting so much business from.
Dude, have a knife sharpener for like people that cook. Like there's like mobile knife sharpeners
Oh,
and
that's so
everybody
smart.
everybody needs their knives sharpened. But come in, like pay for everybody to have basically the next like 3 hours. Come and have your knife sharpened.
Yeah. Caesar wanted to pop in and talk about his soccer club thing.
Oh, now
Oh,
Caesar.
yeah,
Now Caesar
absolutely.
likes us, eh?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, I used to do it voluntarily at the local village, and from there, I just grew the relationship with the kids and the parents, and I talked about creating our own like competitive club. So that's been for. I worked at the village for 3 years, and then I about to be a year with my own club, and this year where I'm making it a lot more noticed that I am a real estate agent, because a little before I was a little quiet about it. I wasn't sure how to go about it, but now this year I'm doing a little bit more where I mean I'll get discounts if for the fees if they bring me a client, any information paperwork I slap my face on it with knowing that I'm a real estate agent. And so I mean some parents are rentals, which I don't mind helping. They'll grow into buyers, or maybe they can recommend someone to come through.
Yeah, I think that's such a great idea because then you're not paying anybody for leads and you're managing to build connections with everybody at the same time.
Yeah, I mean that's what I see it as, and I mean the parents have trusted me for 3 years, so I'm sure they can trust me with buying a house.
Absolutely. You're hanging out with their
Yeah, there
kids,
you
they're
go.
gonna love you.
I was
Yeah.
gonna sponsor my nephew's baseball team this year in his jerseys too. So like something kind of like that. Yeah, that's a great way to connect.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. I like pay some fee of the jerseys and I slap my logo on the front of it.
Yeah, and that's not cheesy. Like that's literally you paid to give kids. You know what I mean? That to me, that's not putting your name out there. That's just supporting your business and supporting the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and then in the next 2 weeks we're gonna do like a little team party at the real estate office, and I'll have trophies and to hand out medals, and it's just a way to like get people to come to the office to see what I really do when I'm not training.
That's so
That's
smart.
that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
See it. You know what? That's just not even about real estate. That's just nice that you do that. You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
probably love soccer.
Oh yeah, I played it my whole life. So now it's nice to give back to the community that I played at and watch the new generation grow.
You guys are making me feel like terrible people here.
Good. Shame you into doing better for your community. I'm all
No,
for
I'm the
it.
guy who doubles down. I'm just gonna do worse things now just to prove you guys all wrong.
All right. Bet.
Just kidding. Anyone else? This is great though. I love it. We're getting lots of James, you inspired a lot of people to join in. It's hard to get people to join in sometimes. Lots of people have been joining in today.
Yeah, well, that's good because
Yeah.
I try to focus on like the free stuff you can do because you can spend your money however you want and get varying ROIs on it. But I try to focus on more free stuff that you can offer that's not that you may already have that you don't need to go spend money to buy. Like the snowblowing thing is great, but snowblowers are very expensive. Go buy a $10 shovel.
Well, I'm just saying if you
Or
have a
go
snowblower.
ask somebody, do you have a shovel I can borrow so I can go shovel Mr. Smith's driveway?
Yeah. You could just cover more driveways with a snowblower. But I'm just saying I know the one guy as the snowblower guy because he does the whole street. Like the shoveler, I would just think it's someone shoveling their driveway. I'm like, this snowblower guy, we just all know it's him because he's the only one who has it.
You need to
And he
get a
does
Sean
everyone.
King hoodie with your name
Yeah.
on the back and then free plows.
Yeah. I'll plow you,
There you
plow
go.
your driveway, your daughter. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
This is the R-rated version today. I'm sorry.
Classic Sean.
Well, it's just a good
But
excuse to buy a snowblower is why it is. Like, well, let's just make, I just
and then
like,
it's a business expense.
True.
Taxes. But I know this girl that's in my area. She spends like $3,000 to buy the uh, ice castle tickets for her sphere. Because
You can rent a snowblower too. Sorry, I just want to get that out there.
you can rent a snowblower at Lowe's and Home Depot.
Kristen,
It's
you do something like that icicle thing. Sorry, James, I cut you off. I'm just bad for cutting everyone off. Just you'll get used to it.
no, you're fine. The entire point is saying like if you can build up to spending however much money you want, but don't think you need to start there. Start small, start doing stuff that's cheap or free for you to do that you're already interested in. So it's a lot of what I see is a lot of people, they jump in thinking, oh, I have to dedicate $5,000 a month to marketing, so I'm going to go give Zillow $5,000 a month for these crap leads that don't end up doing anything. You could have taken that $5,000 or hell, even $500, sponsored a local Little Leagues team, like
Hey,
Caesar did.
it reminds me too when you said Dungeons and Dragons. My lawyer friend, he does I think Magic the Gathering, something like that, or Yu-Gi-Oh, one of those. And like he does a weekly thing and he gets clients from that.
Yeah.
A lot of these Yu-Gi-Oh players, they get divorced fast if their wives find out they play Yu-Gi-Oh. So he gets a lot of divorce clients.
Understandable. I'd divorce someone if they were playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Every divorce means 3 sales too, usually.
Yeah,
Exactly. See? Boom.
exactly. I started a divorce group where I encourage people to get divorced.
That's just Reddit.
Yeah.
I love every time Jared laughs, it just goes to him chuckling.
Yeah, we'll do a short video of him laughing at my joke. Where was I? Kristen, tell us what you do. You do the Festival of Lights at Christmas?
Yeah, I do the Magic of Lights. I sponsor it, and they give me a few hundred tickets every year. So I blast the tickets out to all of my clients, and then I let my clients know if they have anybody that they work with or that they're friends with or in their family that wants a free ticket to just pass along their email. And like my first year doing it, I can't remember how many leads I ended up getting off of it, but there was one girl who was a nurse who ended up referring her sister and brother-in-law to me. They ended up referring people to me, and then it kind of just spread from one $15 ticket. I ended up making probably like $50,000 off of it. It cost me $3,000, so.
Yeah.
And that's just one.
I was thinking about doing something with editing because everyone reaches out to me to do editing. And I actually just use very basic stuff, right? Like, so I was gonna do like a little community where we get together once a week and we just edit things, like do a project together. But I just know I don't like teaching and I don't want to do this, but it was an idea I had. I'll do one of them. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I
This is a
think
great
like doing a
idea,
little
but I
workshop
don't
showing
wanna do
people
it.
how to put a video together would be something that people would enjoy.
Yeah, I know. But like if I had people like in the middle of it not doing exactly what I said, I would just scream.
Rage quit.
Yeah, there's no way. So make sure you know you can do it too.
Awesome. Well, this was a really great mastermind, guys. We're coming up on 1 o'clock. I know we could probably sit in here and talk forever sharing stories.
Yeah, this was a really, really good one, James. Getting community people involved. And it's something I know so many people struggle with and want to do. They have it in their back pocket is doing something community based. And I'm one of them. That's one thing I've definitely struggled with is more community stuff. For Halloween this year, I went to a bunch of businesses and bought gift cards and made loot bags, like stuff like
There
that,
you go.
dropped them off at people's houses. But again, that was so real estate related, right? Like it was my logo on it. I'm giving something. It wasn't a community thing I'm building. Anyone? You guys?
Cool story, Sean.
Cool story, Sean. Exactly.
I just wanted
That's
to
old school. We got to bring that back.
Richard. Yeah, I know. I haven't done cool stories in a while. Richard, like you are part of a film class that you do weekly, right?
Yeah.
So you probably make tons. Like that's what I'm saying. It's not you running it, but you're probably making tons of contacts there.
Fair amount. Yeah. Haven't got any business from it, but it's a city college, so nobody has money yet, but eventually.
Yeah. But again, you're doing something you love.
I'm also in a woodworking class with my wife, so happy to connect with Vlad on some more woodworking because we've really gotten into it.
But you could probably run one eventually because you've been doing it for a while. Like, say you
For
run your
film?
own community film or wood or something after you learn there, right? You can run your own little free one, and then you're building a community thing, right?
That's kind of the overall goal for me is to help people create. I eventually want to get like a studio space so people can just come in and create and record music, record films.
Because you do all your own editing, right? You just
soup to nuts on everything.
Yeah, and again, something like a lot of people like you probably use voice stuff. That's one thing I have no idea how to use. Like I've used Adobe Audition before, but like I have no idea how to do any like voice like enhancement kind of stuff, right? So
yeah, I just got a new microphone too, Sean.
Nice.
like a professional recording mic. So I'm trying to up my my production value on the songs.
I just like the arm. The arm is the cool part. I just feel like I'm so professional when I move this arm.
Is that a Shure?
I don't
What do
know.
you have?
No, I
Kristen,
think
what is
yeah,
it? She
the
told
Rode
my
hot
girlfriend's
mic.
parents what to buy me.
A Rode?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hello.
what I got a Rode.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyways,
just sitting here in my
anyone
car
else?
with my phone.
Sorry?
I'm just sitting here in my car with my phone.
You must be cold, buddy.
It's running.
You can go.
Keeps running.
Yeah.
It's
We're at the
only
1 o'clock
let's see,
hour. If you're
it's
cold
only
running
24
gas.
degrees outside. It's fine.
Well, we appreciate your time. We'll have you on again too. Everyone, try and get something going. Next time we have James on, we'll have more to talk about. Everyone that have kind of tried something. James, put your Instagram handle down there so people can follow you if they have questions about 3D printing or anything like that.
Yeah, and even if you just want someone to spitball ideas off of and see how I got started with my local community, maybe I'll do like an ebook or something. I'll just outline the whole process of what I did from start to finish.
That's a
But
great idea.
And
more
James,
than happy.
you're a
ahead.
prime example of what a lot of people should be looking at, because like you're not someone on there with a huge following you're not doing huge content. You're just doing local community stuff and probably selling more than a lot of people that are doing all the content. So you're just, like, it just shows that you don't need this huge Instagram following. You just need like to show that you're offering value to your community.
Yeah, and to be quite honest, I did take about a year off to just my wife got put on bed rest, so I'm just now starting to get into it, but I'm more than happy to help others get going. I really hate the how a lot of people view every other real estate agent as their competition. I like to view it more as let's all collaborate and help each other out.
100%.
Because even
Well,
James
I
Hunt,
was trying to tap into the Colorado market, so I do view you as my competition, but not anymore.
how dare you? No, get out of here.
No, like
But
no, and there's so much, like even Toronto, like Giancarlo, he's in Toronto, I'm in Toronto. I don't view him as my competition. There's so much, like,
There's so
you know
much
what I mean? Like,
business to go around.
Abundance
I've
mindset.
sent him leads even, right? So not good ones, but still leads.
yeah, feel free to
Cool.
hit me up if you have any questions or just want ideas on what you can do to get started. I got tons of stuff that I've tried and failed at because it just wasn't something that I enjoyed. Because even I started out doing, oh, I'll just do this. This is going to make me tons of money real quick. And then I realized, wow, this is awful. I don't like doing this. So I just fell back onto what I knew, what I liked doing, and it's been pretty good.
Awesome.
That's what it has to be. You have to like doing it or you won't do it. Don't just, I would not want to do a community event every week. That's just me. But I think
Oh,
it's an
no.
amazing idea.
My workshops are once a month.
Once a month. I just know I would dread it. That I would be glad I did it when it was done, but I would just dread that I had something else to stress about. But again, that's just me, right? So many people, this is so perfect and right up their alley. Like I'd rather go to a class and go to these things and kind of talk about it. And I do my own little fun giveaways and videos and stuff. I'm not the guy to throw an event. I'm not organized. It's just not I would just make my girlfriend do the whole thing. So, and Kristen.
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
would.
and then
She,
who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone who you can then say, hey, if you take over this part of this operation, that frees up more of your time to do other things and you can keep expanding.
yeah. But like this is so perfect for so many people out there that they don't want to do the traditional door knocking, cold calling. They don't want to do a lot of content even. They just want to sell houses and build a community. And like this is just right up their alley. There's probably more people like you, James, that want to do this that aren't than there isn't, right? In real estate.
Oh yeah. I tried doing the door knocking. I spent like $300 on door handle flyers. I hated every minute of it. The only silver lining was I got to take my dog out for a walk for a couple hours every day. Didn't get a single phone call from any of them. I actually got the cops called on me for soliciting. So that was fun.
I had a lady bump into my car the other day, and I let her off the hook and gave her my card.
There you go.
Hey, James.
Sorry?
James, do you do open houses as well? And do you want to do some? I got 5 really nice listings coming up.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I'll
Events
do
at
open
open houses
houses.
are genius
Oh.
to do as well.
So, I'm from Kansas and stuff, big Chiefs fan and stuff. So my birthday is next Sunday. I've got some listings going live. I'm gonna hit it really hard. So what I'm thinking of doing is having it staged as we talk. Is at 1 o'clock the AFC Championship game and / my birthday, and just have a huge ass broker open and hopefully get the cops called.
Nice. Open house events though are very underutilized. Like I got 3 leads from a wine and cheese one I did where I just invited the neighbors and I went around door knocked and invited all the neighbors want to know what the house is going for.
Mhm.
So open houses and on the street are a great way to door knock and invite community, right? Where I just did the Thursday before the weekend and I said only neighbors, only nosy neighbors, and I had a great turnout.
Yeah. So Sheena's gonna do. Oh, you guys know Sheena. Most of you guys do.
Yeah.
She's gonna do an open house there right beforehand, and then we're gonna have the broker open and watch football and have a good old time. So, and because all my friends here are agents for the most part in the area, so I was like, well, shoot, let's just have a good time, have a birthday, and get this move some product.
How old are you,
Do
We're
James?
almost
the
birthday buddies,
do
James.
the sellers know you're going to have a big party there, James?
Yeah, I'll tell them we're gonna have a broker open. They just want it sold. It's investors. So it's it's like 5 townhomes for about 700K each. So
Nice.
yeah. So I'll
We're
send you.
almost birthday buddies, James. My birthday's on the next Wednesday.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yep.
How old are you turning, James?
31.
Oh, you're younger than me. I'm your elder.
Yep, I'm old.
I'm gonna open your package today, James. I haven't opened it because I wanted to do it on Instagram.
So you could call me Jim's, like when me and James are around, so it's like it's not so confusing. Are you talking to me
Oh,
or
yeah.
James on?
Yeah, you. I got your Christmas package. I'm gonna open it today live. I didn't want to open it
Finally.
until I was on Instagram.
Where's mine? I still haven't received it
I
yet.
don't know. I literally, everyone's just coming so late this year. One lady just got hers, and she lives on my freaking 2 streets away from me. I sent it a month ago.
And I even had to figure out what I'm
Oh,
supposed to do.
geez.
Send international packages.
Oh. Anyways, James is freezing. He's running a lot of gas right now, and he's hurting the atmosphere. So we're gonna let him go.
Thanks, guys. Love you. Bye.
Thanks for
Thanks
having
a
me
lot,
on, guys.
James. That was good.